Oh, what the f? What if an ant is touring on the Royal Enfield Himalayan? An ant might need this windshield. What the hell am I going to do with this windshield? Where they said this Himalayan looks like the X-Pulse. It does not look like the X-Pulse at all. It looks like the older Himalayan with a more fluid design. Are you guys blind? एम्बुलेंस से पीछे तो तूने उसके आगे लगा दी गाड़ी. It is a good 36 degrees outside. It is quite a hot day and we are riding quite a hot machine. The odometer seems to be moving a bit. Anyway. Oh, it's got a grunt. This is gonna take some getting used to because I'm used to the old style. This is the new age. Okay, first impression is that when you're riding it, the bike seems damn light. It doesn't seem as heavy as my Himalayan, as the older one, BS6. Even my riding stance is much better. I am more upright. In my Himalayan, I am a little bit more bent forward. I'm looking for some open space where I can unleash the monster. Second gear. Not bad at all. I need to try to get between some bikes and cars. Ooh. Bro, given the weight of this motorcycle and the size of this motorcycle, this is extremely flickable. I am not using any of my core muscles at all. I am using just my wrists and some minute calculation. Oh, what the fuck? We'll talk about the bike in a little while. I just want to ride and get the feel of it first. This does not feel like the Royal Enfield at all. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, as soon as we entered the shade, the odometer became black. Dark mode. I'm guessing it will become light. Is it fast enough? Is it responsive enough? See, it's not become white. Oh, it's become white now. It takes a few seconds. There is a few second delay before the odometer changes from dark mode to day mode. बाप रे, ऐसा लग रहा है स्पोर्ट्स बाइक चला रहा हूँ.
बहुत बड़ी है, बहुत सेक्सी है.
Yeah, the tank is also nice and big. If I am not mistaken, I think this tank looks like the African Twin tank, the Honda African Twin. I don't know if it is actually inspired by that or it just turned out to be that, but it looks exactly like the Africa Twin. This Kaza brown is not bad at all, huh? The clutch is on the lighter side. It's much lighter than my Himalayan. The brakes are extremely responsive. Even the old Himalayan brakes are quite good, but they need a lot of, you need to squeeze the brake to get any sort of braking power out of it. That is the only downside. The brakes are not bad. The Himalayan actually has good brakes. The bike is actually quite heavy. It's much more top heavy. It stands at a stance like this. This is how the bike stands. When you look at it, this is how it stands. It stands like a lizard, like the Godzilla. Even the older Himalayan, for that factor matter. Okay, I want to test the pickup, but there is traffic everywhere. I think we'll go right. I want some traffic also before I can get to emptier roads. Damn, this bike feels damn light. It feels like a new machine altogether, because it is a new machine altogether. Oh, That's crazy. Royal Enfield, what have you done? Himalayan, are you a sports bike in disguise? Bro, whatever you guys are doing there in Chennai or wherever your head office is, it's fucking working, bro. It's definitely working. There are a few things about this motorcycle I don't like too, which I will tell you when I find a nice quiet space to stop and vlog. What a pull! Oh, the way the machine grunts, it's crazy. The machine actually grunts. It's like a hungry lion, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like a hungry lion. When a lion is just laying there with food in front of it, and somebody goes to grab the food and the lion starts grunting, it makes these dangerous sounds to scare away any potential threat. That's what the Himalayan sounds like. A smaller version of that, of course. It sounds like a smaller lion with a smaller grunt, but a grunt nevertheless. I quite like this speedometer too. I don't know if it's flickering in the GoPro because my screen has gone black. Yeah, my screen has gone black. So I don't know if it's flickering, and the GoPro 7 I cannot change it to 50 Hertz, but yeah, it goes up to around 5000 RPM before it starts vibrating. So I can feel some vibrations, but those vibrations creep in at around 4500 to 5000 RPM. Before that, it's quite smooth. After that, it's not very smooth. Another thing I don't like about this motorcycle is the damn windshield. I mean, why have you given this? For what? What? This is for ants? What if an ant is touring on the Royal Enfield Himalayan? An ant might need this windshield. What the hell am I going to do with this windshield? This windshield is bogus. Mind you, it's not a bonus, it's a bogus. Oh, flickable. Bro. This is a different pedigree of motorcycle. This is not a Royal Enfield. I can vouch my ass on it. ये क्या एक्सीडेंट हुआ है क्या? Shit. See, if he was riding a Royal Enfield Himalayan with good brakes, ये नहीं होता. इसीलिए मैं सबको बोलते रहता हूँ, buy a Royal Enfield. Bro, before I talk about anything else, a special mention for the suspension. I wish you had given the suspension to me in my Himalayan, in the BS6 411, the OG Himalayan, but oh my god, the suspension. Bike also leans a bit more on the side stand. I think it's pretty obvious that I love the machine, but there are certain things I do not like about it. First of all, let's talk about the cosmetics. I don't like this. I'm used to the older style, but that's also, it's all perspective. You might like this. I am not a very big fan of these kind of buttons. There's one here. I think this is the pass light, the flash headlight or whatever. I like that they've given me a black handlebar. I like how the stance of the motorcycle is. In the older Himalayan, I have to sit a little bit lean forward, but this is very, it's almost casual, if you know what I mean. Another thing I don't like about the motorcycle, like I said, is the windshield and the singular odometer. I'm used to more of the cluster. This is just a singular. You can't call it a cluster. A cluster is a few things coming together. This is just one. I like how the odometer is. It's very clear. The screen is damn good, but I don't know. And are you understanding what I'm saying? I mean, the motorcycle is so big. It comes like this and then it goes like this. It's like a triangle. It's what it's shaped. It's like the Illuminati triangle. That's what it's shaped. That's what I don't like. I'm more used to my older Himalayan cockpit, but it's not bad. Apparently you can listen to Spotify and shit on this, but for someone like me, that's of no use. Oh, I can hear the radiator fan. A Royal Enfield Himalayan with a radiator fan. That's new. I never thought I would live to see the day. It's time to go back to the showroom. Bro, I can ride on this full day. But that guy gave it to me saying, sir, don't take long ride, please take a short ride only. Let me saddle. Oh, that's comfortable. I'm not having to lean forward, that's a good thing. I'm not even having to lean back to manage the weight, that's a good thing. Speaking of weight, this motorcycle's weight management is brilliant. I am able to flick it just with the flick of my wrists. The confidence this machine gives you is another level. This is one of those machines, even the older Himalayan, these two are one of those machines that will bloody go through anything. It'll pull anything, it'll go through anything, it'll climb anything, which is also the main focus of the machine. Even though this machine runs, it's really fast. At least the pickup is really fast. These are not machines made for racing. This is not the machine you buy if you want to, like, you know, if you want to race or if you want to like get somewhere quick. This is quite quick. It's quite quick, but it's not made for quick riding. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? This is a more chilled out. You want to do like 1,000 kilometers a day. I think on this is very, very possible. I really like the tank. It's a 17-liter tank. And like I said, I don't know if it's inspired by the Africa Twin, but it looks very, very, very similar to the Africa Twin tank. I hope they've rectified the tank pressure build-up from the old Himalayan to the new Himalayan. I love the clutch. Clutch is damn light. The suspension, oh my god, I think this is the Shua suspension, however you call it. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's a proper noun. You can probably call it whatever the hell you want. The tail light of this motorcycle is integrated into the indicators, into the turn signals. I don't know for the Indian public if that's a good move. A lot of people look directly towards the tail light. I don't think they might even notice the indicator light. There is a doggy outside the rickshaw. Please don't do this. It is extremely risky. I have had a mishap happen with Max. One of the best things about this bike is that even though the bike is so heavy, it feels extremely light when you handle it. I cannot stop praising the stance. The stance of this motorcycle is bloody brilliant. It is much better than the older Himalayan. Overall, if you look at it on paper and even when you ride it, it does seem like a much better motorcycle than the older Himalayan. But me personally, I like a little vintage in my vehicles, if you know what I mean. So even though I love this machine, I don't think I can ever get on board with the digitalization of the old school Himalayan. If you ask me, I am desperately waiting for the Himalayan 650. That's a machine I would go for. Before this machine actually released, before it came out to the public, when the rushes were released, when the photos were released, there was a lot of propaganda on the internet where they said this Himalayan looks like the X-Pulse. It does not look like the X-Pulse at all. It looks like the older Himalayan with a more fluid design. Are you guys blind? Whoever thinks this bike looks like an X-Pulse, I think you should go and get your eyes checked. This is nothing like the X-Pulse. It does not even look like the X-Pulse. This machine looks like the older Himalayan with a more fluid design. It is bigger in size. It is longer in size. It is heavier in size. But it feels so light. We're going to now try putting this on the main stand. I want to see exactly how heavy it feels. But we'll put it on the main stand with one hand to see if it's possible. Oh, possible! Brilliant. The back rack says 7 kilos maximum, but nobody really puts 7 kilos. Everybody who does touring ends up putting more than 7 kilos. Brilliant motorcycle. But we are back to our machine, and this feels much more homely. Obviously, it's not a comparison. It's because I am used to this machine. I'm used to machines that are a little less refined. The Himalayan 450 Sherpa is an amazingly refined machine. I think the biggest compliment you can give a Royal Enfield is that it doesn't feel like a Royal Enfield at all. The fit and finish of the cosmetics could have been a little better. There is a saying in India, itne paise mein itna hi milega. I mean, you will get what you pay for. The Himalayan has a punch, bro. You need to know how to ride it. You have to know how to ride it. The Himalayan has a punch. Both the Himalayans have a punch. That Himalayan has a bigger punch, a more powerful punch. The punch on this Himalayan is a little less powerful, but it is a punch. As a guy who's been riding Royal Enfields for all his life, I learnt on my father's Royal Enfield. Then I got my own classic, and now I have my own Himalayan. Seeing Royal Enfield grow in terms of mechanics I have this proud feeling in my chest. It's like I've seen my kid grow in front of me. That's what it feels like. Anyway, it's good to be back to you, baby. No matter how good technology gets, nothing will replace you. If I have to compare the older Himalayan with the newer Himalayan in one sentence, it would be this: the new Himalayan is a better machine. The older Himalayan is a better looking machine. This will climb anywhere, that will climb anywhere. This will go through any terrain, that will go through any terrain. That looks a bit more modernized. It is more fluid in design. It looks more aerodynamic. This looks like a lumberjack's vehicle. It looks rough and tough. The other one doesn't look rough and tough yet. That looks like a child that has been spoiled since its childhood. Looks like a child has been given too much love, overloved. I have ridden the KTM Adventure 390 and now the Himalayan 450, and at the risk of getting hate from all the KTM fanboys, I would say the Himalayan 450 is a much better machine. It's got better pull. It's also heavier than the KTM though, because that's Royal Enfield pedigree. You can't help it. You buy Royal Enfield, you're buying a heavier motorcycle. A lot of us like heavier motorcycles. There is no right and there is no wrong in choosing a motorcycle. You choose the motorcycle on how it makes you feel. You don't choose a motorcycle on how it makes other people feel about your choice. If you buy a motorcycle going by the choices of others, then you're a fool. If you buy a motorcycle solely going by how it makes you feel, you know you've made the right decision. Don't know if the 450 is heavier than the 411. The 411 feels a bit more heavy while riding it. The 450 damn feels that shit feels weightless. I don't know what sorcery they have used. I don't know how the physics has worked itself out, but that machine is quite heavy while it's standing and stationary. But while riding it, it feels weightless. Like I said, at the flick of my wrist, I was able to flick that motorcycle. I only feel saddened that I wasn't able to take the motorcycle off-road. I was only riding it around in Chembur only. That is the Chembur showroom, by the way. If anybody is looking to buy the Himalayan from Chembur, I would suggest go to Motorcraft Chembur, a few kilometers after Chembur Naka. Last time I did a first ride review was of the Royal Enfield Hunter, when the Hunter was still relatively brand new, and I was a little disappointed when I rode that Hunter, because it does, like I said, see, the complement also works like a non-complement. That did not feel like a Royal Enfield at all. Even the new Himalayan does not feel like a Royal Enfield at all, but it's all about perspective. That one didn't feel like a Royal Enfield at all as a non-complement. I don't know if non-complement is a word, but the new Royal Enfield Himalayan feels not like a Royal Enfield, which is said as a compliment. It's so bloody confusing. You get what I'm saying, right? So the disappointment from the Hunter is gone. I am thoroughly impressed with the new Sherpa machine. It is a completely new motorcycle from the ground up. I wouldn't even call it an upgrade to the Himalayan. It is a brand new motorcycle altogether. If you have watched this video to here and you liked what you saw and you have any thoughts, please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching this video. This is your captain speaking, and I will see you on another flight. I think I'm slipping into the temptation of booking the new Himalayan. I'll have to first check if I can afford it actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't afford it, bro. I can't afford it. I can't.